I still have no idea how to start one of these. So do I say hi? Do I introduce myself? Just say like, what's up? I don't know. I'm back again with another coffee chat. It is evening. It is almost 6 o'clock, but I'm having a coffee because I didn't have any afternoon caffeine and I know I'm gonna crash tonight, and I said, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. That's my current word of the moment. Everything is fine. Is it really though? Probably not. I'm not gonna bore you with my existential inner thoughts. I don't even know if existential is the right word. Anyways, you're here to hear me talk about my book, hopefully. So let me just get right into it instead of rambling. It's 1 month until my second book, Queen of the Crimson Throne, comes out, which is just insane. Like, we're 1 month away. Excuse me. Yeah, so we're gonna talk a little bit about Queen of the Crimson Throne today. If you don't know who I am Caitlin. I am an indie romantasy author, and my first book, Queen of Blood and Stardust, came out last March, and now my sequel, the second book in the 3-book series, comes out February 7th, and it's called Queen of the Crimson Throne, and I just want to talk a little bit about what I'm looking forward to with Queen of the Crimson Throne. It is currently in ARC readers' hands. It has been for about a week, which is also terrifying, but also exciting because, please ignore my dog in the background. That's what the squeaking is. It's equally terrifying but also like exciting because I'm so proud of this book. It's a very different feeling from releasing my first book. I just know that this book is better, and I believe in this book so much more. Like, I still love Queen of Blood and Stardust, but it's just something different about your first book to your second book, I feel like. Not that I've done this before. This is my first time releasing a second book. But I've talked with other people that confirm my feeling. And I just like being confident in myself. I've been forcing myself to say that I'm proud of myself, and I am proud of myself, and I'm proud of this book, which is a big step for me. Big thing for me to say. But I'm really, really proud of Queen of the Crimson Throne. And I just want to tell you some things that I'm excited about for you guys to read in this book. I'm so sorry for Leia. It's been very, very cold here lately. I told her to go find a toy, otherwise she was laying on my lap being obnoxious. She hasn't been able to go into WALK in days. Anyways, let's talk Queen of the Crimson Throne. First and foremost, I'm just excited for you guys to see how the plot unwinds in this book. I feel like this book has so much more plot than book one. Like, book one was just so much of laying out everything that's going to happen in book two and beyond. Like, just setting up the romantic relationships, just the fantasy elements, the overall plot, and now we're really digging in deep. And one of my editors said, like, the story was really intense, and like, I just was like, I wrote an intense book, but I think it's just because the plot is a pretty quick pace and it just kind of moves from one thing to the next. And that is something I did struggle with initially writing this book, was figuring out how to like incorporate the overarching fantasy plot and then the romantic storyline that I had, but I somehow managed to make it work. And I think it works really, really well. From what I've heard, from the feedback that I've gotten, I think it works really well. At first, I was not so sure, but people were like, yes, Caitlin, it's okay. It's good. I had to be like, okay, you sure? I need affirmations, but I also don't know how to take affirmations. That's me. Anyways, and so that's something I'm really excited about, just to see like people's reactions to digging a little bit deeper into this world. And just different elements. And you get to travel to different places. You get to visit the Mystic Court a little bit deeper. Went there very briefly in book one, but we get to go to Mystic Court in like a little bit deeper way. Learn a little bit more about its background, and then we also get to go to the Blood Court. Spend a little bit of time there, so that's very exciting. And then of course back in Lithenia, or the continent is Lithenia, back in Elethians in the Star Court also. So get to travel around to some different places this time. And something else I'm very excited about, probably the most excited about, is you get to see more of the side characters, which for me sometimes is hard. Like, I talk about them and it's like, but I forget that people don't really know them as well as I do, because they don't take huge roles, you know. In book one, you really get the most out of Kara and Declan, which is really not very much. And I just forget how little readers know about them, because I've have their whole stories, you know, plotted in my head and everything about them. And then in book 2, there's so much more of them. And I finished this draft almost a year ago. So like I've known where they're going and what they've been doing, but nobody else has, which has just been really weird because it's like, why don't you love this side character as much as I do? Like you have little hints of it, but like you don't even know. So that I'm really excited about because Nico really gets to shine in this book and he's one of my favorites. He is inspired by Seth Capella in Zodiac Academy. If you've read Zodiac Academy, I just love it, and actually got a lot of inspiration from Zodiac Academy for writing Who to Was in Stardust. But he was kind of like my version of a Seth Capella, like not to the extreme of the Seth. Seth's a little bit out there, but just kind of like, he's a wolf, obviously that's a big connection, but also just like that kind of personality, but like different. Nico's definitely his own person. Like sometimes they forget like, oh yeah, he was inspired by this character because he is very much his own character, which is like, I think what a lot of people don't understand, like by taking inspiration by it, it's like, okay, I like this character, I want to create my own version of it. That's like, that's writing, you know? He is not Seth Capella. He is Nico Elsher, and he has his own being, and he is wonderful and great, but he also does like to make innuendos and just be sassy and sarcastic and just like lovey-dovey. He is determined to make Lennox his bestie in this book, and I'm here for it. I mean, obviously I wrote it, but like that's just a fun little element of it, like their friendship. And then also like we get to finally hear Declan's backstory, which is a backstory I've had planned for so long, and I call him my traumatized baby and nobody knows why. And so now you get to finally know why I call him my poor traumatized baby and get to understand why he is the way he is. So that's fun. And then Kara, we get to see a little bit more of Kara and how she's more like Lennox. You get to a little bit see more of her fiery Adair side, which is fun. And then Luciana, you get to see just so much more of Luciana. Like, I really, really forget how little Luciana you get in book 1. And that's one that has a hard time too. It's like, wait, you don't know all this stuff about her. She's amazing. She is, I love her so much. She is so badass. Like, but she's like different than Lennox. So I'm really curious to see what people think about the side characters, just digging deeper into them. And there's also a new POV. And I will say this, it is one of the side characters, gets the POV, and nobody has correctly guessed who they think it is, so I haven't said anything about it, but like, I want to share it. Somebody guess correctly who they think it is, and I will tell you. Because I love it. It like, how that came to be was like, I was stuck at a certain point, and I was like, how do I keep moving the plot forward? And I was like, well, why don't I try like writing in this different POV? I did it, and I like was like, well, maybe I'll go back and delete this, but like I really liked it, and it just kind of like helped me move the plot along, and then just like in different parts too, which I thought was really helpful. And the POV does continue into book 3, and then I have 2 additional POVs in book 3. One of them I'm not for sure yet if it's gonna stay or not. We'll see what beta readers think when it goes up to beta readers in a couple weeks. But yeah, I'm really excited about this POV too. And then it just, I have teased this, that there will be duets based off of side characters that I'll write in the future. Not anytime in the next couple of years, because I have it on the series I'm planning, but in the next couple of years. And I think some of you think you know who the first duet will be about. And that's where I sometimes think, it's like, you guys don't, you don't actually know though. Like, people's guesses is like, but no. And that's what reminds me of like, how little you guys know what's going on in my head, because you don't know what happens in book 2. So it'll be very, 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 very clear after Queen of the Crimson Throne who the first duet will be about. I'm so excited about it. And I hope you'll be excited. And I hope you won't be disappointed that it's not who you think it's going to be. So yeah, I have some things in the works that I'm like, I don't know if that's going to work out the way you guys think it's going to work out. So this caffeine is invigorating me. Don't lick that. Don't lick the computer. This dog is obsessed with licking everything. Anyways, so that's another part I'm excited about with Queen of the Crimson Throne. And then also, I was just thinking about this last night. There are so many little quotes and moments in this book that I love. Like, I was reading another book and I was like, oh, this love confession is so good. Like, this like scene, like this like declaration, this like monologue is so good. I was like, it just reminds me of mine, and like how much I love this one, which is like, I feel like really rare sometimes for authors. Like, we look so down on ourselves all the time, and so like I'm just really excited for people like their reactions. Like, one of my beta readers, like, or a couple of them have had some really strong reactions to certain parts of it, and like those parts I'm really excited. Like there's some of them that like I want to share them, but I don't want like to spoil anything, so those are probably ones that I'll share like after release days, people like can have a chance to read it in context, and then I will share it, because there's some of them that I'm just like oh my gosh, I love it so much. So those are exciting. Like I'm just really proud of my writing, and like I think I've improved a lot in my writing in this book, and so just like feeling so much more confident myself. It's been a really fun thing. I'm really enjoying talking about this book. I've been in a weird funk today, and this is just kind of bringing me out of it. So this is good. Another thing I'm excited about is the ending. The ending is something I've had planned for a very long time, and then I was drafting and I was like, wait, but what if I do this instead? I was like, I can't do that, can I? That would be evil, that would be mean. So I had to do it naturally. It just made it more enjoyable that way. I have been screamed at a couple of times very nicely by my editors and my beta readers for this ending. I love it. It's good. It's really, really good. It makes me cry, but I also cry at everything, so that's probably not a good judgment of it. But yeah, the ending is something else. I hope you enjoy it. I'm looking forward to you screaming in my DMs about this ending. So yeah, there's that. And then there is one particular scene in this book that I have had planned since like my very first plotting out of this book, of the series. Like in the back of there's a couple scenes. Declan's backstory, that was one of them, and then this one, it happens on a balcony, that's all I'm gonna say. Happens on a balcony. It's kind of the whole point of the book, kind of leading up to this point a little bit. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but like kind of like the whole book was like leading up to like, okay, how are we going to get to this point? If that makes sense. Like, what choices are we making to end up here? Which maybe that's not how you're supposed to properly plot a book, but that's how I plotted to get to that point. Anything after that point was fair game, but we had to get to there. So I'm really excited to see reactions to that. Yeah. And then I will just say this because it just popped into my head. I've been posting some mood boards recently. There is a photo on mood boards that I include in just about every mood board that I use, that I saw that, and it's like, that looked like it was just plucked out of my mind from a scene that I wrote. And if I told you what picture it was, I think you would be kind of mad at me. So just planting that little seed of like, you want to go look at the pictures that I posted of mood boards? I might post one today on this Monday. I don't know if I'm posting this today. I think I'm posting this Tuesday. On Monday, I posted, and I think I'm posting it again today, another mood board. See if you can find the picture. That is basically, I describe this in the book, and it just is a very big hint to things that might happen. I probably could say something, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to, because actually it's not really that much of a spoiler. Okay, we're just not going to say anything though, but I'll lay that little seed. There are a little bit more Taylor Swift references. I honestly could not tell you a single one right now, besides like their songs definitely referenced. I have spoken about this several times. A comment left by one of my wonderful beta readers. She said, this is literally Loss of My Life coded by Taylor Swift. And neither of us have recovered from that realization, and I thought, pain, because it fits. So I will just leave you with that. That's a really big one. I won't tell you what line, but then she's like, literally this line, and it was like, yeah, yep, okay. No, we have not recovered since then. We have not recovered. So hopefully you won't either. So there's that. There's something else I wanted to talk about. And now I forgot it. This is why I was planning on making notes, and I didn't. And now I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I might have to just stop now because I don't remember what I was gonna say. I was talking about scenes that I liked and the movie I don't know. So we might just have to stop there because I literally cannot think of what I was gonna say. Oh my gosh, I apologize. I think we're gonna end there because I literally can't remember what I was gonna say. Anyways, if you watched this whole video, thank you. My head is telling me to say why'd you watch this whole video, but we're trying to be positive. You wanted to watch this video because you wanted to learn more about Queen of the Crimson Throne. So that's why hopefully you watched this. So I really wish I remembered what I was gonna say. Maybe I'll remember it for next time. Which next time, I think I'm gonna dive a little bit deeper into Lennox and Luca. For sure Lennox, I don't know how, it might be too long to be both of them, but I think I'm gonna dive a little bit more into Lennox and just give you a little bit more on her. One of my friends really wants me to dive into the Taylor Swift references, which I will make, Emily, who is the inspiration behind me doing this channel. But I need to do like a proper reread, I feel like, before I go deep into the Swiftie lore, because like I remember some moments, but I think there's little ones in there that I kind of forget about. So like I very much like, we're not gonna talk about it right now. We're not gonna get on a tangent, but that will also be coming up. I need to do a reread of both books probably before. So I don't know when that'll happen. Probably not till later because I'll do a reread of Queen of Blood and Stardust and Crimson Throne before I go through edits again in March. So we got a while. But anyways, thank you for watching this. If you did, thank you so much. If you have not read my books, you should read them if it's interested you. If you made it all the way to the end, I hope you'd be interested in reading my book. Both of my books, because the next one comes out on February 7th in like 1 month. Can't believe it. Thank you for bearing with me as I'm figuring out this YouTube thing. I apologize if this lighting sucked. I tried really hard and then I was like, you know what? I think we're just gonna go with this, and I might look back on this and think this sucked, but I already recorded this once a couple days ago and I hated how I looked and I deleted it, and now I've been procrastinating and here we are. So that's just my life. We got more important things to do than recording this video for a third time because book release is in 1 month. So okay, I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm not gonna apologize for this. This is my YouTube channel. I can make this video however long I want it to be. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to, and if you did, please put it on double speed. Except I don't know how you can listen to me on double speed. I feel like I talk very fast. I kind of want to watch myself in double speed and see what that is like. So I'm so sorry for, why am I apologizing for laughing for talking? I can talk for as long as I want. Okay, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what else like you'd like me to dive into. Like I very much want this to make this reader centered. Like what do you want me to talk about? Like I can make this as spoilery or as non-spoilery as like I want, like I can. Like I probably will make a video after Queen of the Crimson Throne of like kind of going into spoilery things. Maybe I'll do that with Queen of Blood and Stardust 2 before release date, kind of going into like some, that'd be kind of fun to go through and be like, oh, this is something that you should like, we should talk about. I don't know. I'm gonna think on that, but like, yeah, give me things like, what do you want me to go dive deeper into? Let me know, because I want to make this all about the readers. It's not just about me, it's about us. It's a collaboration, okay? Some of you are probably like, I did not realize this girl was this crazy and weird. This is basically me. I make no apologies. So, okay, I am finally gonna stop talking. My friends know that this is like my toxic trait of like, she says she's gonna stop talking on a Marco Polo and she doesn't. It's their fault. Emily said I should do this. She's like, it's just like a Marco Polo. You're just talking. Yeah. And then I'm going to talk and yap for 20 minutes and nobody's going to stop me from talking. It's my favorite form of talking. Nobody stops me, but I'm talking to people. They're just not talking back to me right now. They're listening. They're forced to listen to me. I'm not apologizing. Not apologizing. Thank you for being here. Yeah. I love you all so much. Okay. Bye.